topic of effective bodily actions when delivering speech. I'm Miki. I will be talking about eye contact. This is Linda. She's going to discuss facial expression. Johnny, he's going to teach us about posture. Annie, she's going to discuss gestures and movement. And Ching Hong, he's going to conclude with the appropriate way to use notes. Eye contact. When delivering a speech, we don't only speak with our mouth, we speak with our body also. Eye contact is one of the single most important aspect of bodily communication. However, there are two major problems that a lot of speakers encounter regarding to eye contact when delivering a speech. The first one is inappropriate eye contact, meaning they're only looking at the person in front of them or they're staring blankly at the wall. One way the book teaches us to combat that problem is to look right, left, in front of you, and back of you. That kind of, helps you loosen up that fear and not only focus on one person. And the second problem with eye contact is eye contact that doesn't cover the audience. For some culture, like the Asian culture, they're afraid to look at someone directly because they feel embarrassed or fear. So the book, an example the book teaches us to combat that fear is to scan your audience. You don't have to look at anybody directly, but at least it lets them pretend like you're engaging with them when speaking in front of the audience. So remember, eye contact is important because it engages you with the audience and it lets you observe the reactions your audience is giving while you're presenting your speech and rather they like your presentation or not. So this concludes my part on eye contact, and Linda will discuss facial expression.
So while eye contact is important, facial expression is important as well. Facial expression is important in communicating your emotions. However, if you're nervous or scared, it's hard for your real emotions to come through. Therefore, time and practice will help you overcome your nervousness and scared. There are differences between one culture and what they find appropriate to display certain emotions, whereas in another culture it's inappropriate to display certain emotions in public. Studies have been shown where there were Japanese and Americans put into a room together watching a stress-inducing film, and they found out that when the Japanese thought that they were being unobserved, they showed the same emotions as Americans did. Whereas when they found out that they were being observed, they put a mask around their face, showing no emotion whatsoever, because according to the Japanese culture, showing emotion in public is not the appropriate way to display your affection in public. So now I'm going to pass it on to Johnny, who will be talking about posture.
Posture. While delivering your speech, you should always stand straight up. And you should always avoid common mistakes like putting your hands in your pocket, grasping your hands in front or in the back. You should also avoid leaning on any furniture like a lectern, the chalkboard, or a table. With practice, you should feel more comfortable and your posture will become more natural. Now Annie will talk about gestures and movement.
So gestures can actually help you when you're delivering your public speech. They can help you out to illustrate the topic you're covering. For example, if you're motioning someone to come here, you might be using your hand and your head and actually pretty much your whole body. You do want to avoid using your hands to preen, however, for example, twirling your hair, or if you're trying to play with your keys or jewelry that you have in your pocket, people might concentrate on the movement that you're doing and not on the essence of your presentation. You do also want to avoid offensive gestures like pointing fingers. And so good and effective bodily actions are actually the ones that are spontaneous and appear to be natural, not the ones that are planned. So you don't want to plan your presentation around, at this sentence I will be moving forward and moving my hand to the left. And about movement, movement actually refers to your whole body. So when we talk about movement, it's good to move around a little bit while you're doing your presentation, because otherwise you might seem stiff or uninvolved in your presentation. When using a lectern, you can actually signal the transitions in your public speech when moving from side to side, or if you're moving on to the next point, you can just move forward slightly. Also, a good exercise to do is kind of flexing your upper part of the body, which may appear that you're moving a little bit more than you actually are. So just General rules to avoid too little, too much, and too patterned movement. If you're moving too much, you might seem fidgety or nervous, and you just that way lose credibility when you're speaking to the audience. Same thing actually happens when you're moving too little, because you might seem frightened, and the audience also might consider you uncredible. If you move too patterned, you might just bore the audience and seem non-spontaneous and just uninvolved in the topic. And now I'm going to be passing it on to Ching Hong, and he'll be talking about using notes.
Hi everyone, I'm Qing Hong. By using the notes can be very helpful for your presentation. The following guideline will be very useful for your next presentation, I hope. The first, keep the notes to a minimum, but we all make mistake. For example, like if a speaker is scared to make eye contact with the audience, so sometimes they just keep reading the notes and pretend he's busy. It's not good. On the other hand, like some speaker just bring entire speech outline with them. So of course during the presentation it depends on not too much and forgot the eye contact with the audience is not good as well, because the face-to-face interaction with audience is basic thing of a presentation. The second, using your note with subtitle. For example, don't hiding your nose like in anywhere, or don't just gesture with your nose. It's not good. Just use them like honestly and openly, but most importantly, gracefully. And finally, don't just read from your notes. All you need is just take a cue from your notes. That's come to our explanation.